Hey, I'm Bharat. I'm one of the founders of Relvy. Relvy is an AI agent that acts as the first responder for all alerts on your on-call Slack channel. It executes your on-call runbooks, looks at your telemetry and code, and posts potential root cause hypotheses back to Slack. The nice thing about Relvy is that all of it can be done entirely on your local machine. We have our quick start setup here that I ran just before this video. What it does is it pulls all of our containers, sets up our web server, and lands you on our onboarding page for setting up the system. So our onboarding takes less than 15 minutes from start to actually seeing how well we would do on one of your production alerts. You start by connecting your LLM provider. I've done Anthropic in this case. And then the next step is about connecting your telemetry and code data sources. So I connected Datadog here, but we support a bunch of popular options, which you would want to connect anything that your team uses. The next step is about defining an overall search space for the AI. So by default, Relvy looks at all of your logs, metrics, and traces, but if you want to scope it down to, let's say, a specific environment, you only want to look at prod, for example, then you would do that here. You can add logs, events, traces, and any monitoring dashboards that you know are useful for your team, as well as any code repositories that are relevant for production issue debugging. We also do a few more things here, like importing your software catalog, which helps with things like dependency tree analysis. The next step is about providing system context to the AI. So here it's mainly about your telemetry conventions. For example, if you have canonical attributes that you use to filter data for a specific service, or you have correlation keys that are very useful, then you would mention those here. The next and the most important part really is creating your first runbook. So runbooks are plain markdown-like documents that provide guidelines to the AI on how to deal with issues. For example, I created one here for front-end errors, and it has a bunch of different steps here, like looking at dashboards, looking at logs, downstream dependencies, and then runbooks are fairly powerful. You can have if conditionals, you can have variables, and so on, all of which you'll find in our documentation. So once you do this, you're all set and you can have Relvy investigate any alert on your system. So all of your recent alerts will show up on what we call our alerts dashboard, and you can have Relvy investigate any of these. So for example, I'll trigger an investigation for my front-end error rate alert. Relvy typically starts by gathering some info about the alert itself, like for example, the alerting metric, when did the anomaly start, how often does it happen, etc. And from there on, it tries to see if it can find a matching runbook for that alert. And in this case, we already created one for this. So once it finds one, it will go through all of these steps in order and execute them. So I'll let it run for a few minutes. Okay, that investigation took about 4 minutes to run. Once complete, Relvy posts a TLDR and potential root cause hypothesis at the top. And if you scroll down, you will see that it ran every step in the runbook and posted summaries for each of them. So in this case, by looking at dashboards, it found out there's a specific operation that's failing. And you'll always find references to supporting data points. So if you click on one of those, Relvy made its summarization based on analyzing this dense time series data with so many lines in it. Similarly, here this was a log analysis step, and then we found out a specific feature flag related error message that seems to be showing up. Again, if you go and click on the references, you will see the exact query that Relvy ran, as well as all the relevant log lines that are highlighted. Similarly, it highlighted a specific failure path by looking at downstream dependencies. It found out that there's only one product that seems to be failing by looking at trace data. And then it found out that there was a recent write to the flatD file by looking at flatD logs, and then it also found out that there was no recent code changes, so which confirms that the flag was toggled on at runtime and not via code changes. So this is how Relvy's investigation works, and you can always ask more follow-up questions or go back and trigger new investigations either from a simple prompt or from our alerts dashboard, as we saw before. So everything that Relvy knows about your system is captured in this knowledge tab over here. You will find all of your system context, your runbooks, including the one that we just created, and any memories that the agent accumulates over time based on its investigations. So now, if you don't have a runbook for a specific condition or an alert, then no worries. Well, we will find and make a plan on the fly and run an investigation similar to what you saw over here. So that's Relvy. Give it a spin, and when you're ready, reach out to us for more production-friendly deployments, like on our cloud offering or on your infrastructure with our helm charts. Thank you.